Welcome in, welcome back. We're the Real Selection Committee. My name's Mike. This is Greg. Week 6 just ended here. What a crazy week. I mean, now we got some of those top tier preseason teams are completely knocked out of the top 25, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Meaning Texas and Penn State. You know, what a crazy week there. You know, when I looked, I saw the top 4 preseason teams are 8-7 records.
Yeah.
Meaning Texas, Penn State, Ohio State's the only team that's still undefeated in
Clemson.
the top 4, and Clemson.
Yeah.
That makes your 8-7 record. It wasn't a very good year for those teams so far. It's been a crazy week.
Yeah, we didn't think it'd be much of a good week when we looked over the matchups, but boy, it did deliver. I call it upset Saturday, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Cincinnati took down Iowa State. None of us saw that coming.
Yeah.
That's shocking. UCLA. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
What happened there?
Wow.
UCLA sent a different team out, and Penn State sent the band. I don't know. That was bad.
Yeah.
Virginia snuck by Louisville, which we thought Louisville was in line.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Dark horse in the ACC is kind of what we thought, but yeah.
And then I guess Arch Manning wasn't able to stand over anybody from Florida, was he?
No.
So, those games alone, made that week special. There were a lot of other upsets in lower tier games that we're not going to get to, but what a great week.
Yeah, yeah. Just go over a quick recap of some of those important games that are changing our top 25 and our playoff runs in these conferences here. First one, I feel, was the biggest upset of the week here. UCLA putting up 42 points on Penn State, and they could only muster up 37. What a crazy game here. No, I don't think anyone picked this game here for Penn State to lose.
No. You would have to be high to pick. I don't even think UCLA fans picked that. And here's the funny thing about this game. UCLA is up 42-35 late in the game. They're inside their own 40, and they go for a 4th down to try to put the game away. Don't get it.
Yeah.
Penn State gets the ball back, drives all the way down to the 9, right?
Yeah.
Now you got 2 of the 5 best running backs in the country in your backfield, and you try to sneak Drew Aller.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
You got 2 basically NFL prospects in your backfield, and you're not going to turn around and hand the ball. They only muster up 50 yards between the 2 of them. I mean, this is ridiculous here.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing? Drew Aller was the leading rusher in this game with 78 rushing yards. What is going on here? I mean, is this right here going to be the reason that James Franklin might be looking for a new job here, or what?
This would be the cause, because this is the first time in my following Penn State that Franklin's lost to a team like this.
Right, right.
And this is inexcusable. But here's the thing. You cannot blame Drew Aller on this game. You blame that defense.
Oh, yeah.
And, that guy that Ohio State couldn't afford to lose, you blame them 100%.
Yeah.
I think Penn State's defense hung out with Oregon at the party after that game and never left.
Yeah. Ohio State's not missing Jim Knowles 1 second.
No.
They're much happier that Matt Patricia's in town.
But,
what happened here? I mean, Nico Imaliva had 128 yards rushing, 3 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns. He looked like the old Tennessee quarterback that had Tennessee in the playoffs. I mean, incredible. UCLA led prior to this game 0 minutes. 0 minutes they have led a game until Penn State comes in town, and they just railroad them and throw them out to garbage here.
27-7 at half, was it?
Yeah.
I mean, I had to do a double take at that. Nico must have got tired of us making fun of him. And to be honest, we know he's a decent quarterback. We're not trying to say he's garbage. But that was good for him, good for UCLA, bad for Penn State. Kind of bad for the Big Ten a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
because,
for sure.
And bad for my pick of Penn State winning it all. Everything I've touched this year has turned to garbage.
Yeah, you haven't had the best
yeah.
picks so far, but there's still time for some of these teams to right the ship for you. But I mean, where are we putting Penn State? Are they? I mean,
we can't take them completely out, but they're out of the top 25 for me. Yeah. They're going to have to work their way back in. The problem for them is they really only have one game to do that with, and that's Ohio State.
Yeah.
Now, dumber things have happened.
That is, yeah.
Welcome to the wonderful era of NIL.
Yeah.
This can happen to any team at any time. We've seen it over and over this year. Saw it some last year. Mm-hmm. This is crazy stuff, folks.
Yeah, it is incredibly crazy times for these teams here. Like I said last week, when I watched Penn State play Oregon, I just wasn't thinking that offense was clicking. You know, it seemed like they were stumbling out of the gates. Just didn't. The playmaking ability wasn't there. Right. They weren't leaning on their running backs as much as they should, and I thought the receivers just were a typical Penn State receiver. Right. No flashy speedster guy over the top, big hitter. I just thought they were kind of lacking those things on offense. And defense up to that game had been pretty solid, keeping them in games, but, man, they didn't show up.
Well, you know, your assessment was kind of right about Penn State. They didn't look real good in the Oregon game, but the defense more than made up for it. How do you go from that and darn near coming back to beat Oregon, and we know Oregon's a top team, which they're going to suffer now because of this loss, to doing what you did against UCLA? That's baffling and inexplicable.
Right, for sure.
And I don't have an answer for it. Hopefully Penn State will circle the wagons, but boy.
And quickly jump to the next game here. The other biggest loser of the week is Texas. Yeah. Just as you thought the SEC was kind of falling in shape for them to get back into the tops of the SEC rankings, they stumble and fall over here to a team, Florida, who was struggling. Yeah. Couldn't find their way. DJ Lagway, we commented, and other people out there, you know, we're thinking that maybe you should sit him down and, you know, kind of get him back up to speed here. But Florida just comes out and just plays spectacular. That Dallas Wilson was back on the roster who looked great. Florida looked like the team that you thought they were going to be at the beginning of the year.
Well, Florida wins the Disarray Bowl. And yes, Florida looked like the team I thought they were going to be. Texas kind of played okay when you figure they got the best of Florida. Mm-hmm. But Texas should have won this football game. Apparently, we were all wrong on Texas, too, because we thought Texas, we looked at their roster, they looked like a team that was going to be great. Well, that's what you get.
That's a quick thing here. Offensive line was the suspect coming into this season. And watching this game, Manning was under pressure the whole game. And when he scrambled around, and it looked like he threw about 5 interceptions in this game. He just kept throwing a deep ball, trying to make it all up in one play. Shark should have pulled him off to the side and said, hey, we just don't need to make it up in one play. And, I mean, he just kept throwing it down the field. And, you know, he ended up with 2 interceptions, 263 yards passing, and he was the leading rusher in this game also with 37 rush yards. I mean, what Texas is built on this running game to throw the deep ball. What's going on here?
I don't have an answer for you. And, you know, we did mention that we thought Texas's offensive line would have to grow into the season, and we feel and felt they will. Well, unfortunately, it ain't come fast enough for them in that game. And here's the interesting thing. Florida at 2-3 plays Texas A&M next week.
Yes.
What happens if Texas A&M gets the best Florida team? Is Texas A&M going to be the Texas A&M from last year when we were talking how great they were, and then South Carolina came to town and ate them up?
Yeah.
Kind of similar circumstances. Florida's pretty much out in my mind, but if they play like that, they're going to knock some people out with them.
Yeah, they can definitely be the spoiler, like
sir.
You said, in the SEC for a lot of these high hopeful teams that still have big games ahead of them.
Oh, yeah.
So the biggest game, and this team has been amazing from the start of the season. We thought they were going to be the contender for the ACC, Miami and Florida State.
Yeah.
Miami looks like the team to beat.
Yep.
I mean, not in the ACC. I mean, overall, they look spectacular. They have a really good resume. Florida State showed a little bit of grit.
Yeah.
Bringing the score at least a little closer, but that is not indicative to how the game went. Miami just handed it to him most of the game here. Right. Carson Beck looked spectacular.
Yeah.
They looked good.
Well, I think you're right. I think Miami is by far the best team in the ACC, and I couldn't even tell you who the second best team in the ACC is.
Yeah, it's kind of a crapshoot there.
Florida State, to your point, we should give them some credit for not folding up and kicking it in. I mean, granted, some of that might have been garbage time scoring, but they held Miami pat. Mm-hmm. They were down 28-3. They lose 28-22. I agree with you. It's probably more of a 28-11, 28-14 style game. But, hey, Florida State's not done. We'll see what happens the rest of the year with them. Miami, to me, is a shoo-in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That Malachi Toney just tore it up. He was all over the place, just running free.
Yeah.
He had over 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. Yeah. I mean, this kid's electric.
Yeah.
I mean, what a spectacular kid. Mm-hmm. Miami, without a doubt, is, are they going to run the table? Because their only hurdle they got left is Clemson, I think, on their board here as far as their schedules go. I think they could be the one team that goes undefeated the rest of the year based on that schedule.
I don't know if anybody can run the table in this crazy NIL base. It looks like the NFL. These teams are all so good, and that sounds dumb to say, but they are. Keep in mind, these are the best high school football players in the land. Mm-hmm. So, you come in, you don't play your best, and just like the UCLA Penn State game, I don't think you can say anybody definitely goes undefeated, but I would agree with you. Miami probably has the best shot because the ACC appears to be in shambles.
Mm-hmm. Right. And where's this going to leave Florida State in this game plan here?
They have a shot because, I don't think any of the other there's 2 ACC teams that come to mind. I don't think either of them are so good that they can't stumble down the stretch. But they are both in far better shape than Miami at this point.
Yeah, you got
Florida State.
You got Georgia Tech in there who's still looking pretty good, but I think Florida can climb right back into, getting into that ACC championship game.
Florida State can definitely climb back in. They lost to Virginia, which Virginia all of a sudden is pushing hard.
Yeah.
And they lost to Miami, which is the second best team in the country, or maybe even the first best team in the country. You just don't know. We can't kick them out and say you're done because Florida State could easily run the table. So we'll just wait and see.
Yeah. Yeah, the other game I want to jump into is Ohio State. I think they look still to be the number 1 ranked team in the country. I mean, it's Minnesota, but they pretty much just dismantled Minnesota. Minnesota only had 1 drive of that game, and it was the beginning of the game when they said, hey, we want the ball on the coin toss. Yeah. Went down there, and this defense stopped them inside the red zone again, inside the 10 actually, and made them kick a field goal, and that was it. That was the last you'd seen in Minnesota. I think they jumped on the bus and left.
Yeah, well, Minnesota, while they're not world beaters, how often do they get beat that way?
Bad. Yeah.
Dismantled.
Yeah.
I mean, they have at times gotten beat handily. They got dismantled. Like you say, I think they got on the bus and left at halftime and didn't want to get beat up anymore.
Right.
And, I think Ohio State right now is by far the best team in the country.
Yeah,
simply because of these kind of wins. The defense looks,
they
awesome.
They look on the same page as last year, if not better, and they were the number 1 defense last year. I mean, this defense is looking spectacular. The back end with Caleb Downs, the linebackers, Arvell Reese and Styles, and then that D line that no bunch of no names that nobody knows. They're getting after that quarterback, and they're disrupting this game here. On the other side, the offensive side, Julian Sayin looks to be the real deal.
Yes.
This guy throws the prettiest deep ball, spiral tight in the basket.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks spectacular. They, like I said last week, they got to let him go, man. They got to let him show what he can do.
He did.
Get this, and you had Carnell Tate, who had a huge first half, a big game, and then on the other side, Jeremiah Smith is just him. He's him. Like the kids say today, he's him.
Yeah.
2 touchdown receptions in this game. That's what I mean. He's just unstoppable. This
Max
team.
Clear had a good game.
Max Clear started getting involved.
Bo Jackson, 65 yards rushing or so, had a nice game. This team, and look at the backup players.
Yeah.
I mean, even the offensive line, they're loaded.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that can beat them is them getting in their own way.
Yes.
And we've seen, it does happen.
Yeah. Yes. Their biggest issue is if they play tight and they hurt themselves, not the other team beating them. It's Ohio State beating themselves when we look forward. Another game here. Another high SEC school, Texas A&M and Mississippi State. Mississippi State has looked good this year. They are a top 25 rankable team here. Mississippi State has been pretty good, but that was a tight game till about the second half.
Yeah.
And then Texas A&M, who we keep holding our breath on, thinking that this is a team that is going to trip and fall and end up 8-4 like they do every year. But so far, they are looking spectacular. Marcel Reed, who's I think is in the Heisman voting right now. Texas A&M still on the run here.
Well, let's look at it this way. Mississippi State is a pleasant surprise this year. Very good football team. Mm-hmm. But A&M just handled business in the second half and told Mississippi State, see you later, youngster.
Yeah.
But Mississippi State is not on par with the tops in the SEC.
No.
But they are a nice story. I don't mean to take nothing away from Mississippi State. Yeah. They have beaten Arizona State this year, so Mississippi State can play football.
Yeah, they'll hang in.
To this point, A&M, you got to tell them, you got to say they're the best team in the SEC, but we've done this before with them. Mm-hmm. So we'll just wait and see.
Well, I think that the next biggest push team here was the Alabama-Vanderbilt game here. Alabama 30, Vanderbilt 24. 14. Yeah, Vanderbilt 14. They got that late touchdown to stretch the lead here to make it a little more of a bigger spread here. But, I mean, I like Alabama.
Of all the SEC teams, Alabama to me has the highest ceiling if they don't get in their own way.
Yes.
So, I mean, of all these teams that are ranked highly and that we're going to see in the top 25 here in a bit, Alabama has the highest ceiling. If they get their stuff together, watch out for Alabama.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I really like the quarterback, Ty Simpson, who stepped in and has looked like a guy that's going to run this offense and take them to the promised land. I mean, he's looking really good. He threw for 340 passing yards in this game. So, I mean, he can get it done through the air. And Jam Miller, who's had 136 rushing yards, he's a stud. Yep. And you still got Ryan Williams. He's a stud also. This team is loaded, and Kalen DeBoer is starting to get this team to believe. Yeah. Like last year, you said it was a focus issue. I think they're starting to just come in and want to roughhouse teams like they're used to be.
Is it possible that Florida State did them the same favor Michigan did Ohio State last year, and alerted them?
That was
to
awakening.
Certain things they need to change.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's a very good point. I mean, they could have stirred him up now and woke him up. The beast is up. So, but that's our quick recap on the week 6, halfway through the season. Yeah. It's been spectacular. I've enjoyed it. Definitely I enjoyed it. So,
very good stuff.
Yeah, easy to do. Like, subscribe, please follow. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.